Hi, this is KJ. I am back today for my recap for Real Housewives of Atlanta. We're going to try to make this quick as possible. This is episode 7 or 8, I think. Sort of mediocre episode. Let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing we do is see Kenya. Kenya is meeting up with Roger Bob, and they are having this meeting about these pilots that she's basically pitching her show ideas to Roger Bob, because like we learned earlier, Roger Bob is, I think he did Tyler Perry's Meet the Browns and House of Pain or something like that. So she's pitching these ideas to him about, a show, and some of the show ideas she is pitching, now I'm gonna just be honest with you, they are not sounding appealing to me, and from what it seems like to him, it's not appealing either. He's not really playing into it, but he did say that he would be available to her, as much as he could, because she was just like, she really needs somebody hands-on. So he was just like, I'll be available for you as much as I can. And he's not really like excited about these ideas that she's pitching. She pitched a couple of movie ideas, which was like normal, stereotypical, regular, normal ideas, and then she of course pitched one with all of the girls on the show, or the ones she don't like, rather, Nene and Portia and Phaedra. And it was basically just throwing shade at them. So, he wasn't really just like jumping on this bandwagon, but he did admit to her that he was going to try to do what he can and be there when he could. She also did talk about, no. So then we get to Candy. Candy is actually up in her home. She's cooking it up. Todd comes in and tells her about A Mother's Love, the play that her and Todd have jointly got together. It is now failing and the tour has been canceled. So Candy was just like shocked, like what happened, so he explained that the promoter overextended himself and wasn't able to do it. She was like, we only 2 weeks in, but because of the way the promoter handled the things, it just wasn't feasible. So they had to cancel the tour. And so Candy got emotional about that, because these are also people's jobs and people's livelihood. They said that people quit their jobs to be on the play. So I can understand her being upset as the boss of this, that, she's letting some people down, and I'm sure some of her friends were involved. So she goes over to talk with her team, which is Porsche, what's her name? Her team, I forgot, Don Juan, the girl, and the other guy. So they having a discussion about it or whatever, and Candy just basically tells them, we really did not check him out like thoroughly like we should have, and that was, on the team. She's really not trying to blame anybody, and pinpoint any one wrong person, but I personally think, Candy, you should. You are the boss. You need to blame somebody for this shit, if not yourself. Somebody needs to be blamed. Then, so Todd is sitting there all, quiet and nonchalant about it, but at the end of the day, these people, he's not really engaging, because they treat him like, a stepchild when it comes to the business, and don't really want to hear what he got to say. So he kind of let Candy do the talking, so that he can, she can relay exactly what she feeling and what he feeling too. He feeling the same way. And during all this, Don Juan decides to make a fucking joke about what Aunt Bertha said, and how Todd could have been the one behind all this shit, and they thought it was just so funny and a kiki, but the only people that wasn't laughing was Todd and Candy. Candy, this is where I feel like you should definitely terminate your friends from your payroll, because it's not beneficial. I mean, at the end of the day, I understand that it's been going on for a long time, but you are now married, and these are no longer jokes. You know what I mean? Like, it's personal at this point, and it's not funny. Like, everybody laughing but y'all two. So I feel like you should have addressed it. Todd wasn't saying anything, so you probably should have shut that down, Candy. I mean, just cause it's not a joke, and this is business, and this is people's livelihood, and like she said, people quit their job, so this is not something to joke and play about. So I personally, if I were Candy, I would have been upset just at the fact that you think this shit's something to be playing around with, and it's not. This definitely is not Todd's fault. If you were the person that was hiring the promoter, why did you not do all the research on him? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like maybe this would have fallen on her team. In any case, basically, like I said, the promoter dropped the ball, and while the blame doesn't fall on Candy, she's fearful that she's going to have to shoulder the blame, since her name is really on it. Her name is the big name on it, so at the end of the day, everybody going to be looking at Candy like she crazy. You know what I'm saying? And that's true. Nene and Portia, they go over to a lunch. They having a lunch, basically, and they just basically talking about the party that Portia's having is going to be a Dish Nation party thrown into Portia's honor, basically. And Nene congratulates Portia and all that stuff, but knows that, you know, she won't be there because she'll be in New York. You know, she's performing for Broadway, so she won't be able to come. So then they started talking about, you know, how happy she was for her, and even, you know, she was just happy to be away from all this negativity and the girls, and how it just bring her down, and she just would rather be away from the girls or whatever. Nene, what I believe is you bring yourself down. You don't have to be like that when you're around these girls, but you do. You constantly throw shade, you constantly talk shit, but you don't have to be that way, but you choose to be that way. So I don't think this environment has anything to do with it. I think it's you. I think wherever you go, you would be like that, unless you're around some phony ass, fake ass bitches who kiss your ass, and of course you're not like that. But when you're around real bitches and who don't kiss your ass, who don't give a fuck about no name and Nene and all that shit, then you have negativity around. Get your life, Nene. So Claudia Jordan calls over Derek J. He comes over and he's basically going to give her a new look for this party. She is going to go to the Dish Nation party because, you know, she is kind of affiliated. She's definitely affiliated with Ricky Smiley's show. And, you know, she wants to, you know, go out and support the show, even though her and Portia are not on the best terms or whatnot. So she's getting a little look for that. They trying on different wigs and all of that stuff. Derek J look a mess as usual. Hold up. Okay, so yeah, Derek J looking a mess as usual. I just can't get with Derek J style, y'all. I'm sorry, I just can't get with it. And excuse me if I sound a little stopped up. I do have a slight cold. Anyway, so he come in and basically do his thing with Claudia's hair and whatnot, and try to make Claudia a wig. You know, instead of getting weave, she want to go ahead and get a wig. Claudia tried on some kind of wig and she made a joke about, maybe I can get a black man. Like, Claudia is always making these jokes, black jokes or biracial jokes, or, you know, and I guess that's because she is mixed and this is how she grew up. But she need to stop that. Claudia, just to let you know, you need to stop making jokes like that. It's not funny. Everybody don't pick up on the shit. Everybody don't think it's cute, so stop it. Then we got Phaedra. So prison. So Phaedra is basically, Apollo's prison date is coming up, and you know, it's a couple of days, and he gonna have to report to prison. It's coming near, so Phaedra is preparing basically for that date. Phaedra goes to pay a visit with Dr. G, which is Quad from Married to Medicine husband, and I guess he's a psychiatrist or whatnot. Anyway, they visit at the house. Quad answers the door. They visit at the house, and so they sit down and they just start talking about, you know, what's going on and how to basically tell the boys that Apollo is going to jail. So Dr. G does basically give her some advice that, you know, this needs to be basically just let them know this is, you know, this is adult trouble, like adult timeout. This is what happens when adults do bad things, and, you know, just go ahead and tell them and just be upfront with them. And, you know, they don't really have a perception of what really prison is. So at the end of the day, you know, if they do go, they don't know that this is actually a prison. So, you know, he was just basically giving her some advice about how to wing the kids on it and how to get them to visit them, you know, to visit and all that stuff. I personally think Phaedra is just over Apollo, and she is just wanting somebody to tell her no, but nobody's telling her no. But I think she's gonna go and ask and talk to everybody until they tell her no, don't do it. I don't even think her mama is telling her no, don't take them to see him. But I think that's what she's looking for, somebody to just kind of validate what she already feels, and that's not happening. Nobody really thinks that it's okay to keep him from his kids. But hey, she just keep on saying she don't want her kids to think jail is okay. But at the end of the day, when you tell your kids about their father, that's part of his story, because that's his life and how y'all met after he got out of jail. So either way, they can look at it as you like men from jail, so maybe my mama like a man from jail, so maybe if I go to jail, a girl might like me, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, it could go the way she chooses. She won't, but I don't think so. I mean, Phaedra Y'all just, jail is a part of y'all life, period. It is what it is. Deal with it. This is a story the kids are gonna have to hear no matter what. Basically, so Apollo is on the other side of the world at the attorney's office, the same attorney that they use everywhere. I think his name was Kessler or something like that. So basically discussed the issues with Phaedra and the whole divorce and the upcoming prison sentence. And he was just like, if she divorced me, that's it. And he's basically concerned about seeing his kids while he's in jail for the most part. Phaedra, on the other hand, feels like Apollo is not really concerned about that. She said Apollo's trying to going crazy. He's going psycho. He's coming home. He's, punching walls, threatening to burn the house down. He just acting like a crazy man. So she was telling her mama that. And her mama made a good point. She was just like, we need to get out of here now. In her defense, I will say this. If this is what Apollo is doing, and me and my two kids are there, my mama probably would feel the same way. Let's go. Because I don't want to come in here one day and everybody dead. So my mama would probably feel the same way my parents probably would if this is what allegedly what Apollo is doing. It's just not a safe environment, and you could do something yourself. You don't really have nothing to lose, like she said. Ain't no telling where your mindset is. So my mom or parents would probably have felt the same way. And at the end of the day, I understand being in the past. I have been in an abusive relationship, so I can understand how it is stressful. It is, you have like very high anxiety. You walking on eggshells, and I can understand she's not really 100% for her kids if he is at the house or in another room or downstairs, wilding out. So I totally get that, and I agree, Phaedra, just for the safety of you until he actually go to your mama house. Just don't let him put you in that state, because that just ain't cool for no woman or man. That just ain't cool, and I know that firsthand. So I agree. If that's what he doing, then Phaedra, I agree. You need to just get on up out of there for real and just give him some time. Portia basically goes to so the Ricky Smiley thing. Ricky Smiley throwing a party for Portia, basically officially welcomed Portia to this nation after she come in or whatever. And Claudia, who also works with the Smiley Enterprise, seems to feel that Portia should be cordial to her at the workplace. Why do Claudia care so much whether her and Portia cool? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Portia keep on pushing the fact that they only see each other in passing at work. So why is it that Claudia feels so pressed to be cool with Portia, or even cordial? Like, if we just in passing, it's already cordial, hot and by. I don't understand that. But Claudia showed up at the party, and Portia felt some kind of way, like, why would you show up here knowing what happened, in Puerto Rico or whatever, and what you said on the bus. So eventually Claudia and Portia kind of have their little sit down and talk. So, Portia really is trying to keep things light and cordial and smile and just kind of keep it the same. But, because she's not really giving Claudia what she wants, as far as, okay, we'll squash it and move on. Portia not doing that. Portia just like, I'm not going to squash it, but I am going to move on. Because I don't want to be your friend, and I don't want to, have nothing really much to say to you because you put my business out there. And another thing, if I were Portia, I probably would feel some type of way about Claudia. Yes, I was laughing and kikiing and all that stuff with them, but at the end of the day, I did not open my mouth about you. And you did open your mouth about me. I can laugh at what the fuck I want to. I can do whatever I want to when it comes to that, but I never said anything about you. And you came out your lips and said those things and put that shit out to all the ladies. And that wasn't cool. It just wasn't cool. Like, you was really just pissed and just gonna shoot your gun at everybody involved. But at the end of the day, you can't stop me from laughing if I think something funny, So I feel like it's kind of flip side where Portia, I probably wouldn't fuck with Claudia either if I was Portia, just being honest. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Portia, but I mean, just from this situation, in my point of view, I probably wouldn't mess with Claudia either. It was just shady. It was just not necessary and completely uncalled for. Like, you just wanted to put out there that you knew something about my business because I was laughing at some jokes that people was telling about you. You was, that was childish, and that bruised your ego for me to laugh, so you felt like you needed to do something to hurt me. So I feel Portia on this. So Portia and Claudia going back and forth, and Claudia explains that she just want to be cordial in the workplace, but the confrontation seems to prove otherwise, because it's just like, you know, they not being cordial. So Portia's just like, you know, I have people watching me, and her gift of discernment, she did use that word, and of course they showed Claudia in the confessional like, oh my God, a big word, and she used it correctly, whatever. And she determined that her and Claudia would never be friends, and she just kind of want to move on from her, like, you know, Claudia, you was here for a minute and now you're not, like, it's over, it's done. She was just like, you know, people are here, people are watching me, you know, I'm not trying to get into an argument with you, so I'm gonna go ahead and get up from the table and go, and I'm done with this conversation, you know. And so Claudia, when Portia get up, Claudia started still talking. And so Portia turned around and was like, you know, don't talk about me, but, you know, don't talk behind my back. Like, I'm leaving, just shut up. You know? And Claudia didn't want to do that. You know, she was just like, keep my name out your mouth. Well, Claudia, at the end of the day, nobody was talking about you to begin with. Now at the end of this argument, you telling Portia to keep, you know, not to talk about you behind your back, but she never was. Like, now she has right to talk about you, honestly, because you just done pulled all this salt on her for no reason, because you mad with Nene, and that's her friend. And that's just like, you don't want nobody to treat you a certain kind of way because you're friends with Kenya, but you treated her that way because she was friends with Nene, and she was laughing at what Nene was saying about you. I mean, that just is what it is. So I definitely feel Portia on that. And basically, that was pretty much the episode. I think it's episode number 13 now that I'm looking at this. What did you guys think of the episode? I think it was pretty interesting, to say the least. Don't forget to like this video. Comment in the video. I'm still waiting on you guys' comments. I know I'm not making a video every single day and every single week, but hey, I'm trying. So I would definitely like your comment. And thank you so much for the new subscribers. I appreciate it. Again, my name is KJ, and this video is long enough. Peace.